Welcome to the Uzziah Show. I am your host, Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have any questions about your business, career, or finances, then this is the show for you. I'm asking a really important question tonight. Are successful men hard to deal with? Do you come to find that the more successful that a man is, the harder he is to work with? I want y'all to leave me a comment and I want you to let me know. And if you are on, please make sure that you leave me your name and where you're from in the comments section so I can shout you out and show you some love. So if this is your first time joining, welcome. My name is Uzziah. I'm a professional business consultant, and my job is to help you get out of debt so you can start your own business. And one of the reasons why I'm going over tonight's topic is because I'm trying to get your mind into reality. I want you to understand what it really takes in order to be successful. That's why tonight we're going to talk about, are successful men hard to deal with? So let's start to look at some of these comments. Okay. So I can see Yasha Allah. He says that he can hear me well. Shout out to my brother Yasha Allah. Thank y'all for all of y'all that are just now joining. Make sure that you smash that like button. Today, we're going to talk about, are successful men hard to deal with? Okay. If you guys like this channel, please make sure that you subscribe. And if you want to see tonight's broadcast on air, please donate to keep the show going. All you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box, and that will make sure that your sponsorship helps to keep this show on air. Thank you so much to my brother. We got a super chat on the way, y'all. Give me a quick shout out, y'all. Let's give a quick round of applause to my brother Yasha Allah. Shout out to my brother Yasha Allah. He's in the house with a $20 super chat. Another successful man, might I add. So the question on the table is this, Yasha Allah: are successful men hard to deal with? Because, a lot of our sisters got a lot of thoughts about what a successful man looks like. But is a successful man a bed of roses? Is dealing with successful men a walk in the park? Or is it challenging? That's what we're going to go over in tonight's broadcast. So let's get into it. Are successful men hard to deal with? I'm going to give you guys 7 things to think about when answering the question, should you deal with a successful man? The first thing that you need to understand is that the most successful people are extremely intense. I want you to think about somebody that's very successful, whether you know them personally or if they're a big name throughout the world. Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Michael Jordan, Bill Gates, the list goes on. Every time you think about the most successful people, they are extremely intense. Successful men are hard to deal with. And there are reasons for this. It's not just because we want to be unnecessarily difficult. It's because of all of the reasons that I'm going to give you all on tonight's show. When you walk away from tonight's show, you're going to really realize whether or not you're cut out to deal with a successful man. Because I don't want you out there fooling yourself. I don't want you out there fantasizing, thinking, oh, I'm about to get with this guy that's making this much money, and we're going to live in this nice house and have this nice family, and everything is going to feel like a dream. I'm going to give y'all the real tonight. Okay, so make sure that y'all comment. Do you think that successful men are hard to deal with? Okay, before I even go into my talking points, I want to know from y'all what y'all think. Yasha Allah says, yes, they are hard to deal with. I'm going to give a link right now for y'all to cam up. I want to see what y'all's thoughts are on this subject. I'm about to give y'all these 7 reasons as to why successful men are hard to deal with. And then from there, you can be the judge on if you want to deal with successful men or not. Ladies, you don't have to deal with successful men. There are plenty of average men all around the world. But the reason why successful men are hard to deal with is because it takes so much stress to succeed at the highest level. If you are really going out there and you are striving for excellence, you have to be on your A game at all times. It takes so much stress to deal with all of the work, the sacrifices, the headaches, the rejections, and the failures that successful men have to be wired to be very driven and very dominant. If not, there's no way that we're going to get anything from this world. Y'all see what's going on in society right now. Y'all see how these prices are going up through hyperinflation. Y'all see they're not just handing money out. If you want to be successful, you got to really be on your job. And so, for the average man that is trying to be successful, that man has to go through a lot of stress and a lot of hardships just to get to where he ultimately wants to be. He's got to dedicate a lot of time towards his craft. He's got to sign up for more problem solving than the average person is willing to deal with. I've told you guys on previous broadcasts that you get paid in direct proportion to the size of the problem that you solve. So successful men are really intense because they're solving problems at the highest of levels. Now it's going to be hard to shut that off once he comes around you. And I'm not just talking about women in general that want successful men. I'm talking about being friends with successful men. I'm talking about being mentored and coached by successful men. Whether you are a male or female that wants to be in the presence of a successful man, just know it's going to be hard to deal with that man. You're not always going to have access to his time. Is going to be very difficult for you to be able to find some free time from that man in order to get the things that you want. So just know, if you're going to be in his presence, be prepared, because successful men are hard to deal with. Okay. And when I say this, I don't mean this in the sense that they don't know how to talk to people, right? In order to be successful, you have to know how to build relationships. But I just want y'all to know that the reason why successful men are hard to deal with is because it takes so much time, so much energy, so much effort to get our dreams off the ground, that we have to be very intense and very hardworking in order to conquer our way through life. The second reason why I'm telling you guys that successful men are hard to deal with, listen good, ladies. Dealing with a successful man is going to be the hardest job of your life. If you are planning on being with that man over a long period of time, I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. If you want to be with a successful man, that man is going to require so much of you, because it takes so much work just to maintain success. I want y'all to think about my life, for example. Now, I ain't the richest man in the world, but I got a little bit of something, okay? And I want you to understand that just for me to serve in this capacity as a content creator, I have to do 6 shows a week. That's my standard. If I want to create impact, if I want to be able to spread my message, if I want to be sharing my value to all of you that are tuned in, I'm committed to getting on this thing 6 days a week. Now, right there, that takes away most people, because most people only work 5 days out of a 7-day week. And this is not the only thing that I have going. A lot of y'all know I'm the head pastor of a church, True Spirit of Christ. Make sure that you check us out on YouTube. That I'm working around the clock. So in order to be a part of my life, you got to be willing to put in some work. It takes a lot of effort to be able to maintain a successful man's work schedule. Are you going to be the right person to know how to de-stress that man after getting off of work? Are you going to play a part in making sure that his clothes are clean, that his meals are cooked, that the bed is taken care of? All of the things that goes into building success behind the scenes. Are you going to help with his accounting? Are you going to help with his marketing? What value can you help to bring and contribute to this man's process? It takes a lot of work to maintain success. We're not even talking about just getting success, y'all, because that's its own grind. But in order to maintain success, once you have it, it takes a lot of work. And that's something that y'all all got to realize. Let's talk about personal finances first and foremost. Imagine right now you're worth $1 million. Well, if you're going to stay being a millionaire, that means that you're going to have to work hard to maintain your finances. You're going to have to budget your money on a regular basis. You're going to have to know exactly where your money is going. You're going to have to make sure that you know how to generate multiple streams of income in order to maintain your wealth. Even if you had $1 million right now, it might not last for long because your habits are so bad that the money might be out the door as soon as you get it. If you're not managing your money, if you're spending money, left over right, if you don't know the process of how to preserve your success after you get it, you won't be successful for long. And these are just general principles that we all need to know about when it comes to success. We don't even need to talk about marriage and relationships. I'm saying just in general, if you want to be successful, y'all, you got to tell them, Yashala, I see you in the waiting room and I'm about to patch you in. But you really got to tell them it's one thing to be successful. It's another thing to maintain and keep that success from year to year. Okay. Anybody can have one good year of success, but can you keep it going for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years? It takes a lot of work to maintain success. Now, another reason why successful men are hard to deal with is because they're going to hold you accountable. And ladies, successful men are going to hold you accountable in ways that you've never been held accountable before. I know that a lot of y'all are driven, and some of you are guys that are tuning into this broadcast and you're wondering how this applies to you. Well, if you're going to be successful as a man, chances are you're going to be looking for a male mentor. You're going to look for other men that are more successful than you are to show you how to get where you're going. That kind of successful man is going to hold you accountable in a way that you've never been held accountable before in your life. Trust me. And I see a lot of people that crack under this pressure. Most women, most modern women, cannot handle the pressures of what comes from a successful man. Now we can talk about it, ladies. Cam up. We had a great discussion the last time we was having this conversation. Most modern women cannot keep up with the stress and the pressures that comes from a successful man. Why? Because it is too much pressure. Every day, this man is constantly looking for you to deliver. Even if you feel like you need a day off, there's something that needs to get done. One of the things that most women have to realize is when you deal with successful men, they will hold many expectations over your life. They're going to expect you to know how to take care of things around the house. They're going to want to know that you're able to support them when it comes to the family business. They want to know you have a handle on managing the kids. There are going to be a lot of expectations that follow after a successful man. And you know something, ladies? The reason why this is such a daunting job is because a successful man doesn't place more on anyone else than he places on himself. So if I am committed to working 6 days a week in my business, another day for the church, if I'm committed to working 7 days a week, whether it be for church or business, obviously I'm going to expect you to know how to work well for 5. I'm not saying you got to keep up with me all 7 days, but you do have to be able to match me on some level. And this is the reason why I'm telling y'all successful men are hard to deal with. I know a lot of y'all get sold a pie in the sky that you're going to get some man that's got a tremendous bag. He's going to drive you around in a fancy car. Getting with a successful man long term will be one of the hardest things that you've ever done in your life, because he's going to push you to levels that you have not been pushed to before. And most modern women are not ready to handle it because it comes with too much pressure, too many expectations, and too many sacrifices. This is the reason why, ladies, if you're going to position yourself to really deal with a successful man long term, you really got to know what all comes along with that um endeavor. You got to know what comes along with being with a man of that capacity. Okay, let me look at some of these comments. Let me give a quick shout out to my sister LA for life. Shout out to my sister LA for life. She's in the house. Let's give her a big shout out. For the rest of y'all that are on, make sure that you smash the like button. Tonight, we're talking about, are successful men hard to deal with? Now, I want y'all to leave me a comment. I want you to tell me what your experiences have been in dealing with successful men. When you've dealt with successful men, has it been a walk in the park? Did they require nothing of you? Or did it feel like work? Now, one of the things that I want to stress to y'all is that even though dealing with a successful man is a lot of work, the perks that you get over a lifetime outweighs the stress. If you get with the right man that has the right head on the shoulders, giving the right level of effort, contributing to that household, the perks and the benefits that you will receive from that man's labors will outweigh and be worth all of the stress and all of the pressure that you're going to have to carry in order to thrive. Listen, y'all, if you want to be successful in this life, you're going to have to work for it. There are no shortcuts. So if you are going to be in the presence of successful people, you got to keep up. Simple and plain. And we're not even just talking about marriage and relationships. We're talking about if you're going to be business partners, if you're going to have a successful mentor, if you're going to be in the presence of people that are actually making moves in this society, you are going to have to step your game up just to match their fly. And that's the reason why you got to be prepared to deal with successful men, because successful men is not your average man. Successful men are on 24/7. They're always thinking about the next big opportunity. They're always focused on the next big project. They're constantly having to deal with putting out fires from some of the top projects that we're on now. Man, I wish that y'all could follow me around as I'm working on my next real estate investment. I really wish y'all would see how much time it takes just to go and find these different properties. See, a lot of y'all are so focused on the outcome of things, you never realize how much work goes into the outcomes. And for most people, if they really saw the type of life that I was living before the show cut on, they would say, nah, to hell with this. A lot of y'all don't realize this is the easiest part of my day. No cap. The easiest part of my day is to just cut on this camera and talk to you about what it takes in order to be successful. The hardest part of the day is actually striving for the success that I seek to accomplish. I'm constantly driving back and forth, spending all this money, spending all this time. I'm on the phone earlier today with somebody that's tuning in on the show, doing a consulting call. And as I'm talking to them, they're like, "Yeah, Uzziah, do I need to call you back? I see that you're driving." I'm like, "No, talk to me." I'm always going to be on the move. You're not ever going to catch me and I just don't got nothing else going on. Successful men are hard to deal with because when you deal with successful men, they are always in motion. And if you cannot will yourself to always be in motion too, you might want to settle for average. You might want to take a step back. You might want to realize what you're signing up for, y'all, because successful men are always on. Another reason why successful men are hard to deal with is because they know their value. As successful men, we are not going to tolerate any BS. Listen, y'all, I'm just keeping it a buck. Tonight, we've given some real talk, okay? This is one of those sessions. I'm telling y'all that men that have already put themselves in a position of success, men who are making money, who are within the top 10 to 20% of men on this planet, they know how hard they are to find. They know that the rest of the world is constantly seeking them out. And as a result, we are very selective about who we give our time to. And this does not just apply with the opposite sex. Successful men are very selective about who they deal with across the board, whether it's men, women, children, companies, organizations, locations, because successful men are already in positions of power to where they can create their ideal life. If they don't like the environment that they're living in, they have the means to go and move somewhere else. If they don't like the work that they're doing, they can always take on new work. They possess so much value and so many skill sets that they don't have to pigeonhole themselves into something that is miserable for them to be a part of. So successful men are always trying to figure out what is the best use of their time. I'm always thinking about what is the best use of my time, money, and energy. What will give me the least amount of stress? You know, when I was building my business, I kept telling my wife, Ariel, that I wasn't just out here just trying to make money. I know how to make money, but I'm not just out here trying to make money any kind of way. I'm trying to make money in a way that I can enjoy, in a way that I could see myself enjoying and sustaining this lifestyle over an extended period of time. I've already done my time in corporate America. I know what it's like to work at a 9 to 5 job where you can't stand your boss and you're feeling miserable every day just to get a check. And so, as I worked on building my success, I told myself that a part of my success is that I would never sign up to be in the presence of people and situations that were not good for my health long term. And that is the reason why I am constantly adjusting my lifestyle because I can afford to do so. A big part of y'all's success is just about getting the life that you want. If you're not, okay, how do I want to, okay, if you have a nice house, but you work at a job that you can't stand, you're not successful. If you have a nice car, but you drive that car to a job that makes you want to kill yourself, you are not successful. Successful is all about you being able to live your life on your own terms. And a large part of that is choosing who you keep in your environment. So successful men already understand that if they're going to be successful and they're going to dominate, they need the right people around them. They cannot have destructive people in their midst. They need people who can be an addition, not a subtraction. They're looking for assets at all times, not liabilities. We know how rare we are. We know that we're hard to find, and we know that we have options. And as a result, that makes successful men more ruthless because any one person is not worth so much that they're just going to tolerate anything from somebody else without moving them out the way. So if you cannot get with the successful man's program, they're going to be out the door. Just giving you all the real talk. And I'm not saying this based upon anything that I've heard. I'm telling you this based upon a life that I live. Speak to anybody that has had a close relationship with me. They will tell you it is not a guarantee that I'm always going to be in the same place, working at the same job, being around the same people. I'm constantly looking on ways to level up. So, for you to be in the presence of a successful man, that means that you have to level up with him. Because if he outgrows you, you may not have as much value as you once did. And you don't want that to happen, y'all. So let's look at these comments. Quick shout out to my brother Rodney Lawrence. I see you on. It says, to become a successful man requires more work than the average man and woman can imagine. Those are facts. Big facts. And success is very painful, y'all. I'm going to just tell y'all. It's very, very, very painful. Makes your boy want to cry sometimes. You know, when you think about all the stuff that goes into success, they never show you this on TV. They never show you this on Instagram. The only thing that people show you on Instagram is the fruits of the success, but they never show you all of the dark moments that they had to go through before they were ever successful. Okay. Rodney Lawrence also said, I service some of them at my business. It's always interesting the options they have when selecting a vehicle. Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, etc. Choosing a woman is no different. Can I tell y'all something about successful men? Successful men can be very picky, and we're unwavering on what we want. I'm telling y'all, man, right now, with what I got going on with my next real estate investment, I know I am running my agent through the ringer. And every time I keep striving for next level results, they're always trying to tell me to slow down. But I constantly keep telling them, no, keep going. Successful men have high goals. And let's talk about that for a second also, just on the success tip. When you strive to be successful in this life, people are always going to talk you out of your success. People are always going to try to slow you down because the thought of how you move is intimidating for them. People are going to say things like, are you sure you're going to work so many hours? Is that healthy? Are you sure? Does the money really mean that much? You know, uh, um, money isn't everything. um you know uh, um Money doesn't buy happiness. People will tell you all of these different things, not because what you're doing isn't admirable, but because it's so hard for the average person to will themselves to be great in life, that when they actually see somebody else doing that, it scares them. They are haunted by how driven you are towards striving for your goals. So by you constantly going towards your success, just know not everybody is going to like it, because your success is going to remind them of their failures. When they see how, like Rodney just said, you set a high bar in life, that's going to intimidate them on such a level where they're going to despise you. They're going to want to talk you out of it. They're going to want to sabotage you from your greatness, but you got to keep moving forward. Okay. So I want y'all to know, if you're going to be in the presence of a successful man, you have to always keep going. When successful men see that you start to get complacent and you don't want more out of life, they will move you out the way. I'm just warning y'all right now. And Dre Parks just said, as a young man working for my mentor's business, he demands a lot from me to perform. Listen, I'm telling y'all what I know. I live this life. I'm telling you guys. Okay, I see the brother Rick is on, right? Whenever I speak to this brother Rick, you know what Rick always tells me? He says, "Man, Uzziah, you're always going." And that inspires me. I know I need to be amongst brothers like you because that pushes me to get better. See, when you put yourself in the presence of successful men, their habits are going to start to rub off on you. You're not going to be around a successful man for too long without wanting to work harder or about wanting to run away. Either one of those two things will happen. You're either going to level up and double down on your work ethic, or you're going to step back and be like, nah, this is just too much for me. Okay. Because everybody wants the results in life, but not everybody is willing to work hard for it. But before I move forward, let me give a big shout out to my brother Rodney Lawrence, who got a super chat, y'all. Let's all give a round of applause. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Really appreciate you, man. Also, please make sure, Rodney, that you set up a one-on-one consultation with me. I really appreciate all of your help and all of your support and being a top sponsor on this broadcast. So just reach out to me via email, King. If you want, we could spend an hour while I work together with you one-on-one to help you with some things on your business, just to help your business grow and get to the next level. So thank you so much once again, and I appreciate your sponsorship. Also, I want to give a big shout out to my sister Ariel. We got another donation. Thank you so much, my sister. Really appreciate you. Shout out, Sister Ariel, for the $10 super chat. Y'all, listen, tonight we're talking about, are successful men hard to deal with? I know that this might not be the topic for everybody, but I'm just giving y'all the real deal. Take it or leave it. Now, my sister, Sheer Queen, my sister, she says every session seems to be real talk. You know, I try to insert some real talk into every show that we have. But, you know, there's some shows where I just like to give y'all certain business and financial principles. And then there's certain shows where I just like to give y'all the real deal. I just try to give y'all the free game. Like last night, we did a show about how to create generational wealth. A lot of that was technical. Tonight, we just getting down to the nitty gritty of it. Ain't nothing technical about this. I'm just telling you what the facts are on dealing with successful men. Whether you're somebody like Dre Parks, that's a young man that's working for a successful mentor, or whether you are a woman like Ariel that's constantly trying to support her husband, whether you are male or female, you are going to have to work hard in order to stay in the midst of successful people. And so let's get back into these talking points. Thank y'all so much for the donations. If you want to donate and sponsor tonight's broadcast, all you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. And if you want to donate through Cash App or PayPal, feel free to do so. The links are in the description below. Okay, so we just talked about how successful men know their value and are not going to settle for less. Okay, see, average men, those are the guys that have to put up with a lot of nonsense because beggars can't be choosers. So average men are happy with whatever it is they can get because they know if they're not satisfied with that, they might miss out. Successful men, they know they're not missing out on anything. They know that there's always another opportunity. They know that there's always a woman out there that's checking for them. They know that they are in high demand because successful men realize that the success attracts that. They're not sitting up thinking that it's just about them and how they look and how they talk which is what gets all of the attention. They know that as long as they maintain their success, there's always going to want people that's going to desire them. Okay. And so this is another thing that a lot of y'all got to understand when dealing with successful men, especially for you ladies. I want you to listen good. One of the hardest things to deal with when it comes to successful men is dealing with the pressure of other people wanting them all the time. Successful men are sought after 24/7 around the clock. My wife has to share me with men and women around the clock. People that want my time, people that want my energy, people that want my attendance to things. It's very rare that my wife ever has me to herself. You got to realize that when it comes to successful men, men are going to want to be in his presence. They're going to want to talk to him. They're going to want to get advice from him. They're going to want to start to partner with him on certain ventures. And there's going to be other women that want your man just like you. You're not the only woman on the planet that wants a successful man. And a lot of y'all women know that the only types of men that you like are the men that get the attention of other women. Let's keep it a buck, y'all. How many of y'all women right now, show of comments, how many of y'all right now dream about getting with a guy that no other woman on the planet wants to be with? How many of y'all dream about that? How many of y'all wake up every single day and say, Lord, just send me a man that don't no other woman want to be with, don't no other woman just want to check for him, don't no other woman find him attractive. I just want the man that no other woman on this planet wants to deal with. Send me that one, God, and thank you for blessing me. Amen. Y'all women know that's not the case. You know that one of the things that makes a man attractive is how attractive he is to other women, whether it be your friends, your family, people who you respect. If the people that you respect actually look up to that man, that makes that man more attractive in your eyes. So you got to realize, ladies, that one of the things that's going to be really hard for y'all to deal with, and I know it's going to be a sob story, a lot of y'all are going to have to deal with the pressures of you sharing your successful man to other people around the clock. People are always going to be calling him. They're always going to be asking him to speak at different events. They're going to be asking to interview him. They're going to be asking for all of these things. And you're not going to have that man to your success, to yourself. And I'm telling y'all, that one point right there, that one was worth y'all's time alone in watching this broadcast. That one point right there, ladies, hear me good. If you can get down that one challenge right there, maybe you have what it takes to actually be in the presence of a successful man. Okay. Let's go back to these comments real quick. Sheer Queen says, Ariel, do you have a page where you go live? I'm telling you, Ariel, I hope you're seeing this. I hope you're seeing this, Ariel. The sisters are wondering, how do you do it? They're seeing me online 7 days a week. They wondering, how do you do it? It's a lot of work. And thank you so much to my brother, Rodney Lawrence, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Much love to you, fam. The brother said, thank you so much for your endless support. The top is empty, and that's what I'm aiming for. Keep grinding, my brother. Keep striving, man. Keep pressing forward. Never let anyone stop you from your greatness. You're going to get a lot of haters on the road to success. And that's how you know you're going to be doing something right. A lot of y'all try to shy away from haters, but you will know that you're on the right path if you're getting resistance. Also, thank you to my sister Sheer Queen. She's showing love. My sister Sheer Queen is giving a $5 sponsorship. Thank you so much for the support on that. Really appreciate you, fam. Really, 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 really appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for keeping this show going. Now, here's what I want y'all to do. If y'all are really vibing with tonight's broadcast, please make sure that you smash that like button. For those of y'all that are just now joining, tonight we're talking about, are successful men hard to deal with? I've been bumping my gums long enough. I want this brother Yasha Allah, one of the most successful men I know. I want this brother Yasha Allah to hop in on the broadcast and give y'all some feedback on this subject. So, brother Yasha Allah, if you could cam up with me, I think there might be a little bit of a delay. Hopefully not. What do you think, Yasha Allah? Are successful men hard to deal with?
Shalom, big brother. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, they're very hard. And by the way, thanks. I got it.
There we go. There we go.
Solomon.
Shout out to SolomonsFitnessWorld.com.
And I feel it. I'm working out with it. I feel it. You know what I'm saying?
You see that? These are the perks of being on the show, my brother. All praises.
But yes, they are. Because, like I said, with you, I can see a lot of things more clearly. Like, because I have a guide now. You know what I'm saying? And my sister always told me, I can't deal with a man like you. That first thing my sister always told me, I can't deal with a man like you. Because I've always been on the go. Right. You just too hard. You just, no, listen, I ain't got time for my BS. I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I call myself, I'm an average person. That's it. You know what I mean? I tell you, I don't have a lot. I'm not concerned with that because I had it before. And like you said, you can be there one day and one day it's gone.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So now I'm more humble, you know, and to the truth now and everything else. You know what I'm saying? But I'm at a certain age, I'm still on the go. Like, you don't slow down for what?
Right.
I'm trying to do certain things before I can sit down and retire. You know what I mean? And it's not about, like you said, all the money. It's the assets coming in to take care of me until I pass away or turn to the kids can have it. You know what I mean? But I have a direction. Most men like that have, or sisters have a direction.
Right.
And that's going to interfere.
And I was just about to say that. you just said what I was about to bring up. I was about to say most successful men who have that direction, nothing can stop that. So if you think, oh, I'm going to get in the way, you know, I'm going to change him, you know, I'm going to make him go another direction. No, you're not changing that man. Listen, ladies, you're not changing that man. If you found that man when he was successful, you're going to stay with that man with him being successful. Meaning, if he's always traveling and he's always on the go, there's a 99% chance you're not going to slow that man down. Okay, so you got to know what come along with it. Now, one thing that I do want to ask Yasha Allah, because I know that you have much wisdom, in all your years in this life, which do you find to be harder? Getting successful or maintaining success?
Maintaining. Anybody can get it overnight. Or you're going to keep it. Because I had it overnight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
It can be gone. You know what I mean? Just like that. That's why you hear all the time, oh, you doing this and they doing that. Not legally. Got all the money in the world with your job, everything else. But when that man come for you, whatever, it's gone. You know what I mean? And like, you was doing this on the side, you were doing, what happened?
Right.
And then when you like I said, you can't interfere with your goals because it can destroy you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I got destroyed one time when I first came to the truth. I'm not going to say who. You are probably know. Get rid of your business. Have another business on the side. Why? Oh, you dealing with the other nations. So I did it. Didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get that back now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Being in the church with you, I'm trying to get that back now. No, absolutely. I can deal with other nations.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Or they get mad like REOs. I did a few of those. You know what I mean? And I had a lot of connections too. Well, why you get rid of a suit and tie? Like I said, you all right? Cause I don't see your shirt and everything. Nice shirt. I see the T-shirt. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you have to do certain things where you don't want to do legally.
Right.
You know, like I gotta take them people to dinner. You got because you try to convince them this is the better way.
And can I say something on that real quick, Yashala? You brought up a heavy point, and I hope y'all are really soaking up this game, man. Yashala just talked about how a lot of men, for them to pursue their success, they have to do things that they don't want to do, like, go to work and wear a suit and tie. I want y'all to understand how much work it truly takes to be able to make money wearing whatever you want. Like, I didn't start on my road to success just with a t-shirt on. I started on my road to success like everybody else. You show up to work at a certain time and you follow this dress code. And for those of y'all that have been in the workplace, you should know when you go and dress in this workplace, especially in a corporate environment, you always got to strive to do things 10 times harder than everybody else. If for those of us that look like that, you have to do everything at your best because there's no room for error. And so you got to realize that in order for you to position yourself where all you can do is just cut on the camera with a t-shirt on, it never starts there, baby. You got to go through so much work. It takes so much sacrifice to build your skills up, to raise your finances, to put yourself in a position to do the things that you truly want to do. And I think that goes back to the point that we're talking about, Brother Yasha Allah, on are successful men hard to deal with? Well, one of the reasons why I'm hard to deal with, Yasha Allah, is because I don't want to go back to a job where I got to show up at the crack of dawn wearing a certain, suit and tie that I don't want to wear, not being able to control my own schedule. So like what I have right now, I have to guard that with my life. If I don't guard it with my life and I lose it, then I'm backsliding and starting from square one. And I think that's the reason why what you said was so honest. It takes so much, man, in order to maintain this level of success. And you've constantly got to be willing to make so many sacrifices in order to stay at the top of your game. So I want you to give me some more thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on maintaining that level of success? Are successful men hard to deal with, and anything else that you want to share?
Yes, like me being a contractor, I gotta tell a lot of people, well, how you get your own truck? And I said, I gotta tell you, it's not for everybody, man. I'm telling you straight. Y'all don't know what I had to go through. It's not for everybody. Because sometimes you gotta get dirty. I've been out there 30 below zero trying to fix some wires so I can get moved to a safe spot. Wow. Ain't nobody coming to get you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn mechanical skills. And today they come in like no tools, basic tools. Get the basic tools. You know what I mean? Or they come in and you got different types of trucking. You got company, you got lease operators, owner operators, contractors, subcontractors. You know what I mean? But you lease a truck, okay, what are the finances? You know it's high payments. Work a year, refinance, or buy your own. Save your money, get your credit right. You know what I mean?
Yes,
but you can't do this and you work 3 days a week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And your truck note, like people say, what's your truck note? I'm gonna put it out here. I pay $2,500 a month. Just for this, not including fuel and everything else. So, but I can't take off 3 days a week until my last payment. When I'm phasing out of it, I could do everything on my own, not go through a company. You see what I'm saying? For taking care of certain matters for me, my billing and stuff like that, and find my lows. You know what I mean? But they don't want to do that. You got to stay in shape. You can't, this field here, you cannot get out of shape and understand if you fail that physical test, you're not going to drive.
Yeah. And let me say something on that. See, that's how you know it's levels to success, because a lot of people don't have something that they're striving for so high that makes their physical fitness a necessity rather than a desire. What I mean is, a lot of cats, Yasha Allah, they'll say, okay, well, I wanna be fit so that way I look good on the beach. You know, I look good in front of these women. But I'm telling you, Yasha Allah, man, I was putting in a mile jog today, man, and I took that mile jog for no other reason than I need to have enough energy to go travel and look at these properties and then come back to Austin and do a show. Like a lot of people never realize, okay, if you're working a full stint throughout the entire day, you still got to be able to have energy to put on a show if the show starts at 8 p.m. If you're not working out, you ain't going about to have no energy. You're going to be ready to pass out. And so, a lot of times, like, again, when we think about eating a healthy diet, exercising, keeping the right people in your circle, we just be thinking a lot of people just doing that to be fancy. But we don't realize that when you start to play this game on a certain level, that's a necessity. You have to have more energy than the average person. You have to have your appearance tight. I'm taking my clothes to the cleaners before I go to the gym, getting them pressed. You gotta, like, there's so many things that you got to do in order to maintain success. And most people are not willing to dedicate their lifestyle in order to manage it. Everybody wants the success, but not everybody is willing to do what it takes in order to maintain that success. So I appreciate you sharing those points, my brother. And I know that in trucking, just like with your occupation, a lot of people say, oh man, you know what? I want to be a trucker too, because I heard it's a lot of money in trucking. Okay, but are you willing to put in all that time on the highway? Or are you willing to make the sacrifices that are necessary in order to be effective in that game? Anything that you do is going to take time and effort, man. So that's just something that I want y'all to focus on. Yashala, you got any last words?
And like you said, we have to please the customer.
Right.
And we go with an attitude. That's a must. Like today, I got the customer. He's pissed off because they see you. They don't see the company who you work for, who you contract. They see you. And I'm sitting like, oh my gosh, come on. You know what I mean? And he's like going on. I just let him go off. It ain't going to affect me. I get paid. I'm here regardless. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's third. We have no control over the port situation. And they know it's a situation. Nothing we can do. Nothing I can do. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's getting late. Nothing we can do unless you can call a Biden or somebody else. But I relay the message back for you, but there's nothing we can do right now. You know what I mean? Right. So anything else I can help you? Keep it in the doc. Sure, no problem. You know what I mean? But we want to go off and snap. Now you have a contract.
And I think that's one of the main reasons why successful men are hard to deal with, is because there are so many people that have so many expectations of him. Mm-hmm. He's just looking for somebody else to lighten his load. Like when you talked about that thing about customers, man, oh my God, you was talking to me on that, bro, because, it's like no matter how much people see me on the screen, people always want me to do more. People always want as much as I can give them. And it's just like, yo, can I take a break? But people, see, when you're dealing in business, people don't care about a break. Winning doesn't care about breaks. But you need to be able to have a team around you that understands that and are willing to support that process. So if my wife knows, okay, I'm getting it in 7 days a week, she's got to be able to know, okay, you know what? I can't expect this man to be around me like the average man would. Yeah, Charlotte, you got to tell these people, man, you think that half of these women out here wouldn't want to be in front of the TV right now, cuddling, watching a movie? My wife don't get that. She knows I got to do my show at these times. So what sacrifices are you willing to make in order to deal with a successful man? Everybody wants to live in a nice house and drive a nice car. but what sacrifices are you willing to make in order to receive it? Okay. So thank you so much, my brother, as always, for chiming in. Thank you so much for all of your sponsorship.
One more,
You have one
one more
more?
thing.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
And like you said earlier, you said something earlier, a lot of people understand that we go through is that you gotta make sure your wife's doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
I'm like, when I was married, you can't do that. They gonna come for me. You can't do that. No. Get in the car. You can't go. They start saying things, not realizing it's here. They can come out to the company that I own. You know how things you cannot do, you cannot say. That's how the court system works. So that's a stress. You so on guard for everything because you have to be.
Yes. Oh, all the time, man.
You got how much? Oh,
Yeah.
we get a lawyer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what we go through. You go through that.
Absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't say that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. When you out here getting it, man, you never get to take time off. I'm saying, like, even when you think that you're taking time off, if you're really getting it, you don't take time off, because even when you're not in the midst of physically working, your mind is still thinking about the next step. Like, physically, I'm here right now with y'all, but tomorrow I'm thinking about the phone calls that I got to make at the top of the morning to start looking at new investment properties. And I'm thinking about, damn, I'm on a timeline. You know what I mean? Like, I got to make this happen before the end of the month because I got to reach my quota. I got to hit goals. Like, there's certain, like, and see, the thing on what makes it hard to deal with on a successful man is what happens when you're in the presence of a woman and she wants you to be fully engaged with her, but your mind is on tomorrow's business meeting. Like, there a lot of times I might be talking to Ariel and she might be trying to tell me something, and I'm gonna let her know off the rip, I'm not all the way here with you right now. Physically, I'm here with you right now, but my mind is somewhere else, and I need you to just give me my space to let me process this so that I do what I'm supposed to do to provide for this house. If I don't make these decisions, you're not going to get the things that you want. So don't complain if you don't get the house that you want, if you didn't allow me to work in the space to go out and get it. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is all the reasons why successful men are hard to deal with, because it takes so much work. It takes so much time, man, to get things off the ground, that even if a man has a full winning team behind him, there's no guarantee that he's going to reach success. Success is not guaranteed. Just because you work hard, it does not mean that you're going to be successful. I know a lot of people right now that work their ass off that are still living under the poverty line. But just because you work hard, y'all, you got to understand there's so much stress that goes into this game that if you don't have the right team around you to help to relieve and offset that stress, you already lost. If y'all out here trying to win and y'all still around toxic people that's adding more drama rather than taking drama away, you lost. Because there's so much that goes into every major hustle. You don't have enough energy to take on everybody else's stress. I'm telling you, man, I was talking to one of my partners, Yasha Allah, a little bit earlier this year. We was talking about the playoffs in baseball. And he was like, yeah, Uzziah, you going to watch the playoffs? I'm like, nah, man, I ain't watching the playoffs this year. I'm not watching these Dodgers. And he was like, oh, man, why not? I said, because watching the Dodgers is going to be so much stress alone. You know how it is, brothers, when you be, watching these sports teams and you be getting into it. I don't have time for that. I don't have no more stress to give them. I don't have no more stress to give them my energy, because the stress of my endeavor, my vision, my goals, it takes so much out of me. I don't have nothing left to give. Building a church from the ground up, I don't have nothing left to give. Doing this show 6 days a week, I don't have nothing left to give. Buying real estate property, trying to prepare for a son on the way, I don't have nothing left to give. Either you're going to align with my vision or you're going to move the hell out the way. It's,
True.
it's as simple as that.
Right.
And bro, you cannot let nobody stop you. You can't let your mama stop you, your daddy stop you, who you with stop you. Either they got to be on board with your process or they got to get left behind. So thank you so much as always, my brother, for tapping in. I really think the people like this dialogue that we had right now. I'm seeing folks joining. If you're just now joining, make sure that you smash that like button. Tonight, we're talking about, are successful men hard to deal with? Please make sure that you smash that like button. Please make sure that you donate. Okay. Um, Rodney just said your sacrifice for us is why the super chats are so important. Facts. Because just to keep it a buck with y'all, if I'm not getting donations on a broadcast, there's no real reason for me to do this content like this. Okay. I put together a lot of content for y'all, but truth be told, man, we got to keep this thing going. That's the reason why I ask for your donations. I ask for your support. Please make sure that you give me the super chat so that way I can continue to give y'all all this game. Thank you, my brother, for being on. Really appreciate you. And Lord's will, we speak soon. All right, now. So, y'all, listen. This is why successful men are hard to deal with. It takes so much stress to try to succeed at the highest of levels. Okay. The average man doesn't have it in him to win on that kind of level. So, for people that are bold enough to try to be the best of the best, that takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of energy. This is the reason why dealing with successful men is not easy. They have to be wired up in order to win. If they're going to go out here and conquer the world, they have to have so much dominance, so much masculinity, so much will to win, so much fire about them. They have to be that way across the board. And if you can't handle the intensity that comes with the success, then you should not be a part of bearing the fruits of the labors that success brings. Ladies, if you're going to deal with a successful man long term, that's going to be the hardest job of your life. I don't care how hard you thought getting your college degree was. I got one of those too. My wife got a college degree. We both graduated from Baylor University. My wife graduated with a degree in mathematics, applied math. And I promise you, she will tell you, it has been harder working for me in marriage than it was to graduate from a top 100 university with a degree in applied mathematics, seeking to be a mathematician. My wife is a top professional in corporate America, guys. And she will tell you it's easier for her to work a six-figure job than it is to work for me, with her being my wife. I'm just giving you the facts. This is what it takes in order to deal with successful men. Okay. We have to be this way because that's the only way that life will let us win. I wish that I could half ass it in order to get to greatness. I wish I could wake up at whatever time in order to be successful, but I got to wake up and hunt. This will be the hardest job in your life, trying to keep up with a successful man, because it takes so much work to maintain the success that you have. A successful man is going to hold you accountable in ways that you've never been held accountable before in your life. Ask people that are close to me in my church, guys that are leaders. They will tell you I hold them accountable. I will set a bar that's so high for them, it is unlike other men that they have dealt with before in their life. For a lot of men, that scares them. But for some men, they want better results, which is the reason why they know to work with me. Because if you're working with me, you know I'm going to give it my all. As much as the Lord allows me to see another day, I'm going to put in that work to get what we need to get. Now, if you can't keep up with that, you need to already walk away. Successful men are going to have a high standard for you. And a lot of people can't handle it because it's too much pressure, too many expectations, too many sacrifices that you will need to make in order to reach a level of greatness. Okay. A successful man is not like dealing with your average man. So don't think that you can treat every man the same. Successful men know their value and they're not going to settle for less. Okay. You got to understand that if you're going to deal with a successful man, you are going to be sharing that man with the rest of the world. Like I just told you, whenever I do these broadcasts, it's 9:30 at night. I'm sure my wife would love for us to watch a movie right now. I'm sure my wife would love for us to laugh and joke and cuddle and kiss and all of that right now. But I've got to get to the results because I know she wants the success that comes along with it. I know that she likes the money once it comes in. So if you like the results, you got to like the process that comes along the way, because the only place that success becomes before work is the dictionary. Listen, ladies, listen, guys, it will be hard work to deal with a successful man, but the perks that you're going to get from being in that man's presence will be phenomenal. The security, the guidance, the next level thinking, the next level living. Listen to what Yasha Allah just said. He said that he gets on this show every night because I help his thoughts become clearer. I give all praise to the Most High for that, because you got to realize that when you put yourself in the presence of people that are moving and shaking, it just makes your life that much easier. You don't even have to think about, well, what am I supposed to do? Because when you put yourself in the presence of successful men, they're going to show you the way. All you got to be willing to do is walk through the door. Not everybody is willing to go on this path, but if you are willing to go through it and you have what it takes, I promise you, the success will follow. So, y'all, listen, reflect on this. Meditate on it. Do you have what it takes to keep up with a successful man? Not everybody needs to deal with a successful man. Some people just need to deal with folks that are average. Just live an average, comfortable life. Listen to me, y'all. If you want to go through life where, you can watch movies every night, you can go on regular trips and vacations, just look for an average man. I know that you think that you would want a successful man to go on these trips and vacations, but the man is going to be working so hard, he's not always going to have time to travel. And even if you'll watch successful men that do travel, they're always working when they travel. Like, y'all don't realize, man, a lot of these guys that's actually getting to the bag, the reason why they're showcasing their vacation home, or they're showcasing, where they're flying to next, is because even when they're on vacation, they work. You could read about that in 50 Cent's book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. He'll tell you that even when he goes on vacations, he's still handling business. So if you want a guy that's just going to, just live and let live, be comfortable, not push himself that hard, you need to go for an average man. I'm warning you, ladies, now. You think that when you get with a successful man, you're just going to sit in his house and chill. No, you're not. You're going to get put to work. Okay. So think about what you want in life, and then make yourself the right person to attract it. As you know, every show is sponsored by Weeble so that you can get 2 free stocks. So, y'all know I always tell you about the perks of dealing with successful men. Well, one of the perks is that you're going to get 2 free stocks, okay? So all you got to do is click this link to get your 2 free stocks. Weeble is going to make it so that you can invest in stocks and cryptocurrency. Sheer Queen said, thank you for giving me a lot more to reflect on. Please do. Listen to what Ariel says. She said, facts. Everything that I'm telling y'all is the truth about how success really works. I'm not telling you something out of a book. I'm not telling you something from someone who is trying to sell the perception of success. The things that I'm telling you guys about is things that you've actually witnessed me accomplish, and I'm telling you everything that goes along with it. All right, y'all? So listen, if y'all want to work with me one-on-one, so that way y'all can start your own business, make sure that you book a session. Okay, I've got some slots that are filling up quickly in the month of November, and we can work together for 1 hour, one-on-one. If you want to work with me one-on-one to help take your business and your finances to the next level, then please make sure that you click the link in the comments below. And as always, I want to give a big shout out to all of the sponsors. If you have not yet become a sponsor on this channel, please feel free to do so. Okay. With all of the game that y'all get night after night, I do this show 6 days a week. Give something back, y'all. It would be greatly appreciated, and it keeps this show on air. I want to give a shout out once again to my sister Sheer Queen for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much once again to my brother Rodney Lawrence for the $10 super chat here. Thank you once again to my sister Ariel for the $10 super chat. Rodney once again for the $5 super chat. You see that? It's all about giving back, y'all. Shout out to the top sponsor of tonight's broadcast, brother Yasha Allah, with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, King. Really appreciate you, man. Listen, y'all, it's not too late to donate. If y'all enjoyed tonight's broadcast, please show your brother some love. Tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. If you prefer to use Cash App or PayPal, just click the links in the description below. That way you can be a sponsor there. Listen, I love y'all, and I want to see all of y'all win. I want to see you get to the next level of success. Listen, man, learn to block out the noise. Do not let anybody stop you from reaching your greatness. You don't have to accomplish it all in a day, but just treat every day with giving 100% effort, taking your life step by step. Okay, success does not happen overnight. It is a day-to-day process, and the compound effect of all of your efforts will be greatness. All right, so listen, y'all, I'm out of here. If you want to know more about what it takes to win, make sure that you check out my book, The How to Succeed Survival Guide. This should show you how to create an amazing life without living paycheck to paycheck. If you want to get a free copy, all you need to do is tap the link in the description below. I'm out of here. Lord willing, I'll see y'all on for tomorrow night's broadcast. I've been having to switch these broadcast times up because I've been going and vetting different real estate properties, and I get back a little bit later in the evening, y'all. So thank y'all for bearing with me. Please make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you are not yet subscribed to this channel. That way you can receive an alert every time I do another show. And please be your brother's keeper, y'all. Y'all know I work very hard to be able to give y'all these broadcasts 6 days a week. All I ask is that you be your brother's keeper and that you share this show with a friend, okay? Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to build together. And most importantly, y'all, stay focused. Until next time, y'all, keep pushing.